Hello, I'm here with Dr. Emery, Professor of Psychology and the Director for Children, Families, and Law at the University of Virginia. Dr. Emery is an expert on divorce and mediation, and he'll talk with us about the effects of divorce on children. So thank you for being here, Dr. Emery.
Happy to be here.
My first question is, how does divorce affect children?
That's not an easy question to answer because divorce affects kids in different ways. My sort of shorthand of how divorce affects kids is really kind of a 4-point shorthand, though, and that is stress, risk, resilience, and pain. And what I mean for that is that for most children, certainly at least in the short term, divorce is stressful for them. That's hardly a surprise. It's stressful economically. It's stressful in terms of oftentimes getting exposed to or involved in the fighting between your parents. It's stressful because your parents may not be doing as good a job at that time. They may be preoccupied with their own things. And it's also hard because oftentimes divorce means having less contact with one of your parent, and that's a big change and a hard change for kids. And getting to the second point, not surprisingly with that, that divorce clearly is a risk factor for psychological problems in kids, particularly in the area of their behavior and conduct, but also sometimes for sadness and anxiety and problems like that. But at the same time that I think it's important for parents to be aware of the risks associated with divorce for children, it's absolutely true that most kids whose parents split up, and when I talk about divorce, we're not just talking about parents who are legally divorced, who are married, we're also talking about parents who may not be married, but their relationship breaks down. Most kids whose parents split up are resilient in the sense that they bounce back from all the stress. They don't have lasting psychological problems. It's not like if you go through a divorce, your child now is going to need to be in therapy for years and years. Which gets me to the last and final point, though, so even though most kids are resilient, for almost every child who goes through a divorce, there's painful aspects of the divorce. They don't have psychological problems, but they have painful memories of the past, oftentimes ongoing difficulties in relating to one or the other or both their parents or maybe their parents together, sadness, longing for things that have happened. I think it's important to keep in mind pain isn't psychopathology, of course, but pain is a significant part of the experience for kids. And probably the most hopeful thing to say to parents is that whether your child is going to be at risk for psychological problems or be like most kids, is going to be resilient and doing fine despite the pain, is largely up to you. How you parent, how you work together with the child's other parent, the stability, the continuity, the love, the discipline that you and your child's other parent can provide for your kids.
So what are some evidence-based practices that can help families through divorce?